Doing? This is all about how to make sense of, keep track of makeups and people who want to redo assignments or tests or quizzes, and how to do it without going absolutely crazy. There's a little add-on on Google Sheets called Autocrat, and this is just a bare minimum of how this works and how I use it. Okay, so what it does is it talks to Google Sheets and takes whatever you want in Google Sheets and merges it in a template that you've created in Google Docs, makes a separate Google document for that student. So anytime in my class, I teach standards-based grading. I'm going to do standards-based grading. Anybody, whether they want to do any makeup work or any redos, they have to fill out the same form. It is a Google form. So I actually have here the rules that I kind of go by. If it's because they scored a 0, 1, or 2 and they want to do better in their grade, they have to fill out this form within a week. Tell me when they're coming in, what the standard is, and provide evidence of learning. If they're going to do a makeup, if they were sick or absent, same thing. Here are some things that I require. The name, and we'll look at this. Here's what the students would see. They have to give me their name, the bell, the class, the standard. Um, what is it specifically that they have to be able to do and explain? It's kind of important. The number of the assignment, I number all my assignments. The name of the assignment as close as possible, the date it was due in class, and also the date that when it says I am coming in, so the date that they're going to come in, and it has to be from a week when it was assigned. So we have a sort of a time frame, and the time of the makeup. So like I know the date they're coming in, what dollar they're coming in. Okay, so a student would fill this out, and what I'm going to do is capture their responses in a spreadsheet. So I'm going to do this now. I'll say Isaac Newton. Okay, so let's say Isaac Newton, Bell 3. Isaac Newton is in academic chemistry. Maybe he did better in physics. The standard 1.0 measurement. I'm just gonna. Mine's a little more involved, but we're just making this up. The number of the assignment. Number 3 is the beginning of the year. The name of the assignment. How to measure. The date that it was due in class was the 18th. And the date that they're going to come in, let's say it was the 22nd. And then the time or the makeup of the redo, and they decide they're going to come in study hall, which is first bell. So they hit submit. Boom. There it is. Okay. So I've got their response. Now, if we go look, here's what I see. What I see here is, sure enough, here is all of the information by our good buddy Isaac Newton. Okay. And it gives me a timestamp, which is kind of important. So we've got timestamp, name, bell, academic chemistry, all that stuff. And here are the names sort of these columns that we get all this from. So then what I would do is I want to go to add-ons. Now I've added this on already, but there's this beautiful little thing called Autocrat. It's free and you want to get it. Okay, now I'm going to launch this. Yours is going to look a bit different. Let me explain. So I hit launch. It's going to launch, hopefully here. Okay, and then it launches, hopefully. Okay, it's loading. And here's the job. Now I'm going to, you'll see I'll tilt around, but let's say we're going to preview the job details. Okay, let's see if this does. Well, let me go back here. Do this. We're going to edit. And so basically what's going to happen here is, here's the name of the job. I just gave it a name. Next. I pulled it up. It'll say, pull something up from the drive. Here's the template. Now the template that I have, so it's saying, where do you want me to put this? Well, I've created this template right here. And this template has what I'm going to print out. And any place where you see these little caret symbols are called tags. So Autocrat goes to this template, ignores everything except a tag. And then I tell it what from the spreadsheet goes in that tag. Okay. So these are the tags. So this is what I have. I got the name, bell, class, date coming, time of makeup, the number of the assignment, the standard, name of the assignment, down here the standard, and I'll explain that. Okay, so that's where I want this information to go. So now I go back to my sheet here and I go next. Okay. And then here's the cool part. So here's what it's reading from my template, and here's what it's reading from the spreadsheet. And you can see how all of this matches up. So for the date coming, this is the date I'm coming in for the makeup, time, and you can see here, you can change these, right? I'm not going to, but you can change them. Standard, the number, this is the number of the assignment of the makeup. Is it number 6 or number 10? So again, this column here, you can pick anything from any column in the spreadsheet. These all are from your template. Again, spreadsheet, template, and we're just going to match these up. Going to hit next. Okay. And then for this one, the name of the file is the kid's name. I want it in a Google Doc, and you'll see why here in a second. Multiple output mode. If you don't, it puts everything in one document, which you don't want to do. Okay, so I've got that. Next, this is where I'm going to put it. I've got that. No problem there. Next, add a dynamic folder. We're not doing that. Now, only merge if there's a timestamp and not null. So we got that. So basically, we'll go next. And do I want to share the document? You can actually email these. You can actually merge everything and email them. That's not what I'm going to do, and I'll explain why. Next again. Now, on this one, I'm not quite sure how to use this, but I think I can put a trigger where it either runs on a time trigger or runs on a form trigger. And I think if I run it on a form trigger, whenever it sees a timestamp, it'll automatically go. I don't want to do that, but you'll see why. I then just hit save. Okay, there you go. Now, so we've got that, and then I have this new one in there, and I'm just going to hit run job. Boom. So it's going to run the job, and let's see what running that job does. Okay. It's saying it's going to merge those rows, going to put it in the document. Let's see what happens. Okay. Existing jobs. We're now going to close this. And let's see what we got here. So for this one right here, for Isaac Newton, if we scroll all the way down, hey, guess what? Link to merge doc. Here's the merge doc. So if I click, yeah, and again, I can go to either one, but I'm just going to click on either one here. Click on it, it opens up. Now, here's what I see. I come in at night or in the morning. I see, okay, here's a kid who wants to make stuff up. Isaac Newton, bell 3, third bell chemistry. He's coming in on the 22nd. He's coming in on first bell, or she is, depending on who it is. The number of the assignment they want to do is number 3. Measurement, the name of the assignment was called How to Measure. Now, I've got the standard, the score, and the evidence. Now, what I do, I go, and again, they have to staple evidence of learning to their sheet. That means they should come in saying, hey, I didn't do well the first time. Here's when I had a 0, 1, or 2. Here's evidence that I've learned something. I then, because I've been teaching for longer than dirt or whatever, I'm older than the dinosaurs, I basically go in and I pull very similar but slightly different problems. I know this assignment. I can paste in the problems there. I can, I said measure this or whatever. I can just do this, measure your table. To the correct sig figs, or I can give them a ruler, or I can, and I usually have multiple assignments, sig figs, and then what I do is I take this now and I hit print, okay, and I have this, and so when they come in, I've copied and pasted some problems in here that are similar but a little different. They meet the standard. When it comes time to grade it, I can keep the score right here, and I can tell the evidence right there, so I can give it back to them. The other nice thing about it is I then go back, once I print this off and do it, I go back and do the following, okay? I'm going to say, okay, now that I've done this, I'm going to fill this with green. And when I filled it with green, that means it's been printed, it's in the file. If the kid doesn't come in, if Isaac doesn't come in or doesn't do it, it's on them. But this is how I keep track. It makes it really simple. And again, so the only thing I have to do once I get this set up once, I just come in the morning, say, run that add-on. It'll merge it. I pull up the document. Once I pull up that document, I can add whatever problems or whatever assignment, whatever similar problems I want, whether it's test questions or anything else. Just hit print. I've got it. I'm good to go. The other nice thing is if you look in here where we told it to say, hey, guess what? There's Isaac Newton. It's got all that information right there. So if they or their parents come in and say, well, you said he couldn't make it up. I'm like, look, I had it. Person never came in. It's on them. Hope this helps. I think it's saved me. I mean, it just makes it so much easier. Thanks a lot. And again, if you have any questions, I'll have some links on the bottom. Feel free to stop by or check with me.